Okay, and the last one from this survey is a girl and a petite chick, you could say. Some people say she could be the game announcer, the one appearing on the store or something. They could make her playable, and I think it would make sense. They already gave her her own artwork, seems to be popular, so they could be like, yeah, let's make her playable. On the E model, if you look so close, you could see her signature headphones, so yes, almost sure this girl is the announcer. And now she has the roller skates on her feet. I think it will be pretty original. A roller skating fighter, I see potential on that. But I also think she could play a little like, I from Neo Geo Battle Coliseum. I think she rode on roller skates too for certain moves at least. Or Bridges from Guilty Gear. He had some roller moves too. And I'm just speculating, probably it's because of visual memory or my imagination, but she gave me that vibe. No idea still. I also think she could be also a joke character, like, a sort of roller skating waitress that's so nimble she trips with everything or everyone and ends up attacking unwillingly. A little like Sakura or Chun-Li on the Pocket Fighter game. Still, she doesn't give that vibe on her post, she looks so confident, so she probably won't be a joke character. Whatever, I don't care much about this chick. These costumes are not so much of a thing for me, pretty bland. I bought D because I like the colors, the jackets. I think it will be a reference to Clara from Power Instinct, but not sure, whatever. And now I'll talk a little about this dude. It's a guitar player who looks very much like Billy Kane. He will fight with his guitar, probably, what is kind of original. It was announced long ago, but there has been no many news about him, only this very early prototype model that looks way too unpolished. So what about him? We don't even know the name. On the background it says Chibanders or something, but I don't think it will be his name. And he looks like engulfed on fire, kinda like he's coming out from hell, like he's an elemental fire creature such as a salamander or an ifrit or whatever. Yeah, I say that because of the ice glow. It's like Gambit from X-Men, the red sclera that makes him look like he's evil. And he also has crimson powers, just like Pretzel. I think he was rumored to be the boss of the game too at a certain point. But I recently found a little information about him in the form of a very little biography with a couple details, and it says he is born in November. I remember it because he's a Scorpio like me, and that he loves joy, music, and energy. So I was like, really? Is this a sort of happy dude? Well, that was interesting to say the least. And I have no idea how he will play, perhaps a little like Ino from Guilty Gear, I totally see it, but just like I said before, it could be my visual memory only. Still very mysterious, we have seen very little about him. And now here's the other thing. Here's the first artwork for the guitarist. He was next to another guy who looked very much like him. So we all assume, oh, and that's his alternate costume for sure. We all thought that, but still, there was something weird about it, like the picture looked much like promo material, and I had never seen before an alternate costume to feature for promo material. And then we kept on seeing him, I mean the blue costume or whatever it was, keep being used, even separate from the red guy, so I've come to think they are two different characters. And it could make sense. I mean, the second one has a different logo, it doesn't seem like he has a guitar with it. The special effects are so different too. The second one has blue energy, appears like he's walking on ice or something. I think his element will be ice. Even if sometimes it looks like electricity, it seems he will be an ice user, like Claire, in, the Kulagal. Here we have a picture of him used on a promo. And it's not like only the color and energy, it's also like he has a very different face, the hair looks different in color and style, and if you look so close there's something different in his face, the expression. If the first one was the fun-loving guy, this one looks cold and serious, and very important I think, the blue guy has sort of scars on his face, a couple of scars that look pretty badass, but I also think they are an actual effort to define him as different to the red dude. So let me start a theory. I think he was designed at first as a prototype or alternate costume or color palette or whatever for the guitarist. But then the artist began to think, oh my god, this dude looks even better than the main one. And then they start to realize the costume was too good to be an alternate. So they sort of make him a different character. And I'm speculating, I know, but I think it could be the case. So because of the promo artwork or so, I think these are designed to be important characters. They could be storyline related, probably being brothers, I think, or fellow band members, something like that. But you can see the dynamism and the tension between them. They are very different in personality, they dress so similar. There's clearly something going on between them. So keep on with the analysis. The guy's outfits look so weird and yet very, very badass. The jacket has like spikes or something, the belt's forming a cross, the chest entirely bare. It's actually a very awesome redesign for the guitarist costume, and those simple details make him look entirely different and special. I totally dig why they decide to keep them separate, if they did. And as I said again, I fucking love the way Tencent's Jade Studio is doing the design. They are all fashionable, very badass and on spot, like a sort of masterpiece. And even in the game they could be sprites clones or something, and they will still be able to look like entirely different and awesome. I mean, they will have different animations, different attacks, voices. It's a very interesting duo that I think it could work even better than Ryu and Ken's difference in Street Fighter. Really looking forward to see these dudes in the game. So, in a sort of conclusion, I'm pretty excited for these new characters. We have still not seen their main designs, but they look very colorful and there's just much variety in their fighting styles, appearances, visuals and so. Even more than the previous ones like El Blue, Kaoru and so. And it could be my imagination, but I also think these new ones like the Asian chick look like more fleshed out and realistic. It's like the game's finally finding his own style and differentiating more from KOF, and that's pretty satisfying. Well, that's all for this video or record or whatever. As I say, it's my first one and I'm not comfortable talking to the mic, and I really speak English, but I hope my speech will have not been that embarrassing. So see you later when there's more news about the game, and just keep on playing.